the end of round one. Some of you may have asked, did the teams that win because they were so good, or because the other teams were so bad? Hey everybody, I'm Brendan. That question will be less valid today, as all of these round two teams have proved to be winners. Well, from round one. All-American versus Fantasy. Two groups of Fantasy actually moved on to round two. This will be the first one. Grand Cross and the Ford GT to get things started. And the All-American team did a number on their first team as well, so this should be a good one between these two. Right in the Ford GT taking a lead by a couple of lengths. Here comes the hairpin. Both cars pretty smooth out of it. The Grand Cross couldn't hold speed through the hairpin and will be taken down early here. We haven't seen these teams in a couple of rounds, but well, they're back with a fury. Ford Mustang and the Exotique. Mustang Exotic. Ooh, stretching on a lead for a second there, but starts to fall behind here by a length. Here comes the Mustang over the jump, cuts off the Exotic, sends him spinning backwards. And now he's rolling backwards forwards. Back wheels forwards here. And the Ford Mustang will take that race by a little bit, and we're even at one. Let's look at the Bubble MATIC and the Pontiac. I remember the last time Bubble MATIC actually did beat out one of the other cars, and I said how tough that must be to say that you lost to a car called the Bubble MATIC. Right now the Pontiac might fall to the same fate. Tough out of the jump, spinning all over the place, and the Bubble MATIC performing above expectations once again, and he will take this one for the fantasy cars. Let's get the custom Ford Mustang and the VULTURE Roadster. This one, a little bit more of a tough competitor, that Roadster. Especially quite a ominous name like VULTURE Roadster. Oh, but he doesn't make the jump! Looks can be deceiving. On the VULTURE Roadster, he's going to fall quite short of even making it to Sector 2. Roadster sits there, looks comfortable down there under the uprights holding up the jump, but that's not really where you want to be. You like to be on the track here like the Mustang. Dodge Charger and the Air Eruption. A nice looking Charger, black and yellow, and looking pretty good through that inside hairpin. Starts to fall behind. Here comes the Air Eruption for the jump. It's clean for both of them. Blue Charger's got a chance here in the back straight, but the Air Eruption doesn't lose any speed coming down the final stretch. I think this looked good through the hairpin. Look at how he took to the outside and stayed there, no zigzagging around when he hit that hairpin. ELECTRACK and the Ford GT. ELECTRACK GT, here we go. ELECTRACK taking it by a length up through the first hill. Here comes the GT, slow through the hairpin, and that doesn't look good for the back straight. ELECTRACK not losing any speed, does zigzag for a second, but, well, there was really no contest there at the end. And ELECTRACK will pick up another one for the fantasy cars. There he comes, nice and slow down the end, but it was just tough through the first sector. That's what killed him. Corvette and the Moto Wing. Corvette, Moto Wing, neck and neck down the hill, up the hill they go, hairpin, Moto Wing falling behind. Here comes the Corvette to the jump, and he almost goes upside down. The right two wheels touch way before the left, but somehow he evens it out and stretches down the inside line for the win. Moto Wing had a chance there, even knocked into the underside of the carriage. But somehow the Corvette used that momentum to his favor. Chevrolet Impala Electro Silhouette. Electro Chevrolet the Impala. Taking it by a length here through Sector 1. Here comes the jump. Ooh, and Electro. Ooh, T-bones the Chevrolet. Chevrolet has no speed, but he continues to be nudged forward by the Electro, who can't catch up. And the Chevrolet spent half a Sector 2 sideways and still manages to take the win. Good defensive driving by the Impala. Well, that leaves 5 All-American and 3 Fantasy. Bubble MATIC in there, and certainly a fan favorite for just its underdog nature. Impala Eruption. Just saw this Impala pull out quite the unexpected win. But now he's going up against the Eruption, who really does not have any time for mistakes like that. He does turn backwards, but still smooth through that hairpin. Impala tries to catch up, but there's no funny business going on here. Eruption's one of your fastest vehicles out here well, throughout the tournament, I'd say. And if you don't have the speed, you needn't bother putting on any tricks. Bubble MATIC in the Ford GT. Will the Bubble MATIC push to the semifinals? Honestly, I'm curious. GT looking like he doesn't want to let that happen. Bubble MATIC keeping speed with the GT through the jump. Tough jump for the Bubble MATIC. I think it's going to be bad. Nosedived a little bit there out of the jump. And he's not going to take the win. GT is he was quite smooth. Did land a little bit leftward. But again, through that hairpin quite smooth and stayed off the wall towards the end. And we'll take that. ELECTRACK and the Ford Mustang. Last fantasy car here. Two of them have made it to the semifinals, where the fantasies dominate the semifinals if the ELECTRACK wins here, and that will be the case. Looking pretty good. Here comes the Mustang trying to get inside line around the hairpin, speeding up here towards the outside, but he can't catch up with the ELECTRACK. He was ahead again. That Sector 1 speed is very important, especially down that back hill. Corvette, custom Ford Mustang. Now we're trimming down the All-American team. And here comes the Corvette. Ooh, out there by a couple lengths. Custom Mustang falling behind. Ooh, a little bit of a nosedive, but straight, and the Corvette's all over the place. Now he's facing backwards, but still manages to stay ahead. And that's going to be good for the Corvette, and maybe they'll have a chance of making it through the semis. Let's take a look at it. Fantasy 2, All-American 2. Ford GT and the ELECTRACK. ELECTRACK. We just saw him race a couple races ago. Did a good number on the All-American team. Ford GT not looking so happy about that. Up by a couple legs through the jump. Holds the lead there. Zigzags around. Cuts off the ELECTRACK inside line for both of them. And they will both speed to the end. The Ford GT was just a little bit smarter out there on the course. ELECTRACK might have a chance if he pushed to the outside, Corvette and Eruption, but he just didn't make any moves that way. I'm not sure why he didn't go for that. Maybe he didn't get the draft he needed. Eruption again taking a lead by Sector 2. And he's backwards now, and the Corvette can't catch up. I don't know where all the momentum went for the Corvette, but it all died. Eruption even gave him space to come through, but looks like the Corvette hit something there coming out of the hairpin, and well, it all died. Finals. And we're looking at first to win 2 races. We got an Eruption, we got a Ford GT, the fastest, I'd say, from each group. Ford GT even beating out the Eruption down the first sector, but that's going to change through the hairpin. Eruption by a nose, but the Ford GT through Sector 1 is faster. Eruption's going to have some catching up to do. New for him, and he spins out. And the GT. A large margin. He's going to roll right on through. They change lanes. Will the GT sweep this one and put the All-Americans in the finals? Will the Eruption come back for a final stand? Here comes the jump, and it's good for the Eruption. Fast through the hairpin, but he can't catch up, and the gap just largens. And the Ford GT will end it for the fantasy cars. There is another group fantasy again coming in the next video, but this group will go home a little disappointed. Again, the Ford GT, quite a run there at the end. Definitely the MVP for the All-American team. And that will do it for today's video. Do not forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Races and Fun.